What's up, guys? It's Joe with Meteoric Serpents, back at it again with another video. Today we are vending a reptile show, one of the Repticon shows local here in Florida. Wanted to bring you guys along for the ride, so check it out. See what it takes to vend a reptile show with us. Let's go. Guys, there's a lot that goes into vending. It's not the easiest thing in the world. There's a lot of equipment you have to get. Obviously, you see everything here is our whole setup. I'll go into all of it a little bit, and then obviously you have to set this all up, which is not the easiest thing either. I'm going to show a time lapse right now of us getting this whole display going, and check it out now. So guys, like I mentioned in the video, there is a bit of an upfront cost when it comes to vending. You have to make sure you have all the right equipment if you want to really stand out and kind of be doing it properly. Some of the things I use, obviously the display cases, that's a decent upfront cost. I was lucky enough to get mine through Paul from For Real 3D. I know he put up an Instagram post saying, you know, he's putting another order in for them sometime soon. So if anyone wants to hop in on that, definitely a good deal. They're pretty high quality for a really, really good price compared to some of the other displays out there. Now, these displays do not have heat or built-in lighting, but, you know, for the aesthetics and for having the actual boxes, their function, I thought the price was worth it. I actually have two of those. I just got a second one, or I'm waiting for a second one. But yeah, and then obviously I had that little light setup. That brand is called Five. You can get it on Amazon. I believe it was like $65. Don't quote me on that. I just recently got that, and in my opinion, that light upgraded the entire display by a whole lot. It makes your animals look brighter. It really just puts that shine on them and gives them, you know, all that attractive appeal. And obviously you're there to sell animals. You want your animals to look the best they possibly can. And in the dark, sometimes they just may not look as good. So guys, obviously we brought some Texas rats along with us today. Some great stuff here. Brought the ball pythons also. Something I also recently incorporated was that little table runner thing I have with my logo on it. I would like to get, obviously, like a tablecloth. You know, if you saw the video, Brock got an actual tablecloth with his whole logo and everything on it. I think that's a really cool idea. I'm not sure if I will do that, but I definitely will, you know, at least get the plain tablecloth and, you know, have that table runner, because it's still pretty vibrant and stands out. I know my logo is definitely a standout logo with the red and the snake on there and whatnot. So you want that to stand out as well. You want branding. One thing I haven't personally invested in is an actual banner yet. Every time I've done a show, I've been doing it with other people, which I'm very grateful for. Other people letting me share the tables. I usually split costs with them, the actual table cost. But yeah, guys, something when you're getting into vending, definitely have some friends, because that one makes it a better experience. You're vending with your friends, so it's a good time, it's a good day, and also so you can all kind of get your feet wet and get started. Down here, the Repticon shows, there's a lot of them throughout the state of Florida, so I've been lucky enough to vend a variety of shows with my different friends, and yeah, it's just a overall really fun day. For example, some of my friends, which I'm going to show some clips of now, For Real 3D, Paul was there, Alvaro from Clover's Reptiles, who you've seen on the channel before and on the podcast, Dan from Vision Quest Reptiles, I have a snake from him, and obviously I was vending with my buddy Brock from Morphinary Arts. He's one of the local people that we kind of feel like we came up in the game together over the last couple years. We met from the trap, shout out MJ, Trap Talk. But yeah, guys, doing shows with friends is always a good time. You know, you get to chat it up. It's just always a really fun experience. there's something about vending that not many people talk about, because vending is usually about selling animals, making a little bit of money. And don't get me wrong, I'm there to do that as well, but I also believe vending is a very good experience for one, networking, getting your name out there, whether it's to a local crowd, whether you travel a bit for the show, put your name out there. And this industry, it's a countrywide thing. We ship animals across the country all the time. I've received animals from California. So when you travel for shows and whatnot, it just always puts your name out there to a new group of people. I've been doing a lot of these South Florida shows, and I have seen the same faces at pretty much every show. But that's cool too, because the people see that you're there, see that you're committed, and it just puts a good name. I think I haven't had super positive experiences yet, only because my variety is a little bit low. I haven't had crazy production yet, obviously. But I think that's going to change over time, and I'm getting out there because, one, I want to get my feet wet with vending, and two, it puts my name out there to people, and people know I exist. I'm here in South Florida, and every show, even though I see the same crowd sometimes, always meeting new people, which is always great. One very important thing that comes with doing these shows, in my opinion, is education, and I've talked about education on my podcast. It's super, super important to be educating people. There are sometimes people that walk in there that, have never even seen a reptile really much in person. They've never held a snake before. You're trying to get those people to be interested in this hobby. Our hobby, in the grand scheme of things, is such a small scale on, the grand scheme of the U.S. population. A very small percentage. There's a lot of keepers and there's a lot of animals that are out there, but the actual amount of people in comparison to the population is very little. So we're always trying to inspire people, show them how amazing these animals are, and also just teach them. Every single show I've taught people about the snakes that I keep. The Texas rat snakes, for one, they're like, oh my God, that's a scaleless snake. And I'm like, yeah. And I tell them a little bit about it. Oh, is the care the same as a normal snake? And I'm like, yeah, it really is, and in my experience it has been. One thing I see at shows from some vendors is that they go there, they're sitting on their phone, they're not very interactive, they don't greet people when they walk up to the table. Guys, that's the wrong way to be going about this. If you're not a social person, I'm not sure vending is really the right thing for you. And sometimes you just have badass animals on the table where you could sell them regardless, or just very, very low prices where you could sell them regardless. But in my opinion, the best people that are out there doing it are the ones with the best personalities, the ones who are there to educate the public and really exude their passion for the animals, because that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. I'm passionate about these animals and I want to spread it to more people. I've always talked about, I worked at the pet store job back in New York, and that's what it was about too. I learned so much, and all I did was teach the public about these animals. I worked with a variety of things, fish, reptiles, different reptiles, not only just snakes, lizards too. So that education piece is extremely important, and I think more people need to be about that and willing to answer questions. There's some people out there who just don't want to answer questions because they think it's a waste of their time. No, take the time, answer the questions. You might gain yourself a customer one day. People are going to come back to you and reference you because you gave them that time. You gave them those answers. So guys, again, just the education piece, in my opinion, is extremely important. Being willing to talk to people and just having a good personality, because you show your passion for the animals and it rubs off to the next people. I got people to hold a Texas rat this weekend and they were just in love. They were there holding it for like 5 minutes and I thought it was the best thing in the world. It seemed like they fell in love with that snake, which is just really, really awesome, guys. Alright guys, that just about does it for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sorry if I didn't get enough Expo footage, though that show is arguably one of the smallest here in Florida. It's not a whole lot to see. There's some vendors out there. I wanted to showcase my friends, obviously, and their animals. But yeah guys, I hope you had a good experience, learned a little bit something about vending, and I hope my piece about the education really spoke to you, because I think that's what's needed in this hobby, and we need to see more of it, and I think that's the way we're going to bring people in. So yeah, guys, make sure you leave a like on today's video, hit that subscribe button, and then hit that notification bell, set it to all. You'll stay on top of every single piece of content that comes on here, shorts, videos, live streams from the podcast. So yeah, and speaking of the podcast, every Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Kluber Corruption podcast has been great so far. This past week's guest was Jason Hood from Snakes Unlimited. Great episode, longest episode in Kluber Corruption history, so make sure you go check that out. I have playlists for each type of my videos. I have a playlist for the regular weekly uploads and a playlist of the podcast episodes, so go check those out and binge them all you like. And that does it for today, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys next time.